Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today afternoon news for Monday, November 27th. I am Mary Claire Williams. One family from the Pine is in mourning today after one of their members were found dead at home this morning. Police spokesman Inspector Roland Cobbler was at the home and gave this update.
Police are at this time conducting investigations into the unnatural death of a 23-year-old Pine St. Michael man, which occurred sometime around 8:30 this morning here at Smith Road, Pine St. Michael. Around 8:30 this morning, the deceased was discovered by his mother hanging from a crossbar in one of the bedrooms of the dwelling house. Our investigations are continuing.
Cobbler added that the police will also be offering counseling to the family members.
At this stage, we are providing the family with the initial counseling to help them to cope with this traumatic experience, this significant loss. In addition to this initial counseling, our victim support counselors will also be made available to assist the family in coping with this tragedy.
In other news, International Business Minister Donville Inniss says government should not be blamed for the lack of ease of doing business in Barbados. Inniss says while members of the private sector have legitimate concerns over the difficulty in doing business here, some of them have to take the blame.
It's easy for one to say blame government, but I've seen many instances where service providers in Barbados have, not intentionally necessarily, but they've not proffered the best possible advice to their clients. They're giving their clients unrealistic time frames. They have not completed applications in the prescribed manner, or they've had their own interpretation of the law. So it cuts both ways, but the focus can't be on blaming government and private sectors on finding sustainable solutions. And certainly from my end in the Ministry of Industry, International Business, Commerce and Small Business Development, we have over the years worked on the low-hanging fruit.
Inniss was speaking with reporters on the sidelines of the Invest Barbados LATAM Inward Mission 2017 seminar, which is designed to update Latin American companies on the benefits of having an international business based in Barbados. Director of Investment Promotion at Invest Barbados, Kenneth Campbell, says Latin America is one of the fastest growing markets for the island. He says officials from the Spanish-speaking nations are keen on setting up business here for a number of reasons, including the country's strong reputation.
The process of doing business in Barbados, the reputation of Barbados as being a very well-regulated market center, as well as the network of double taxation treaties and the ability to provide substance. We have the service providers in Barbados, all of whom are very competent and able to provide the support to set up the businesses and for the audit processes that are required. The legislation has all of the checks and balances that international players are looking for and would respect, and hence makes Barbados a good place to do business.
Dominican students enrolled at the Cave Hill campus of the University of the West Indies have been assured that the government in Roseau will help them to complete their studies in light of the challenges brought on by Hurricane Maria. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit met with the students and other Dominicans living here yesterday at the Cultural Center in Black Rock. He encouraged the students to continue with their programs even though they are facing additional difficulty caused by the storm.
I really want every single student to stay in school. I want any student, for whatever reason, to think of dropping out and think of returning before you have completed your course of study. Okay? And we have been in touch, as you know, with the University of West Indies very early. The university has been very helpful and responsive, and we shall put to them the suggestion that the student body has not made to us in respect to the extension of the grace period. And I'm sure Professor Beckles will be more than willing to accede to that request, and because he has been exceptional assistance. Okay, but my firm position to you, my dear friends, students, is to stay in school and focus on your studies. And whatever challenges you have, let us know.
Meanwhile, the Barbados Defense Force gave an update on the status of its humanitarian mission to the hurricane-ravaged island. Staff Officer of Operations and Training, Major Julia Dabrio, said the Coast Guard has so far made 18 voyages to Dominica since September 19.
This assistance is part of the RSS. This was not only to support the movement of technical support staff as well as relief supplies, but this was also a response to the overwhelming support by the general public of Barbados, because we had a number of relief items, and it got to the point where we had to rent containers because of that overwhelming response.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has recalled one of its diplomats at the United Nations following reports that he punched his wife, who is also a diplomat, in the presence of her mother. Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves confirmed that his government had recalled Sion Marshall for consultation. Marshall is a counselor at the island's permanent mission to the UN. Kingstown has further instructed Sandra Marshall, the Deputy Consular General in New York, and her husband not to report for work until further notice. Gonsalves says his government is treating the matter seriously and is considering all legal options. And finally, on the international scene, Britain's Prince Harry today said he is thrilled after he and US actress Meghan Markle announced their engagement earlier today. They are to be married next spring. Harry is fifth in line to the throne, and Markle is best known for her role in the US legal drama Suits. They got engaged this month in London. Buckingham Palace said the Queen and her husband, Prince Philip, were delighted. Prince Harry also received the blessing of Markle's parents.
Congratulations from all of us. How are you both feeling?
Thrilled. Very glad it's not raining as well.
And Meghan, how are you feeling? And tell us, how did you propose? Was it romantic?
The very first time we met. Meghan, can you show us the ring, please?
Thank you.
And that's news this afternoon. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good afternoon.